Hi, my name's Steph Evans and I am the face and hands behind Evans Scent Creations. What I wanted to do for you today is just to do a little tutorial, a few basic things to kind of get started. So I wanted to run through how to thread a needle, but also how to get your fabric on your hoops. Okay, so there's a few basic things that you'll need when you are doing any embroidery project. So you need your fabric. So I've got some lovely Christmassy fabric here, as well as some plain white. I like to use 100% cotton drill fabric if I'm using plain fabric, because it's got good thickness and it seems to stay really taut as well. So that's what I tend to use. You also need an embroidery hoop, so you can get them on all different sizes. So this one's super diddy. I'm going to do a Christmas decoration with this one. And then this is kind of the standard size I tend to go for most of my projects, which is a 6-inch hoop. And then you also need your embroidery floss. Now, they come in skins, but I like to actually wrap them around little wooden clove pegs, because I find when I do that, I can unravel it, cut however much I need, and then I can just pinch it off again so that I don't lose the end. So that works really, really well, and that's just the way I like to do it. There's lots of different ways of doing it. Okay, you also will need a either water erasable or heat erasable pen. Now this is my favourite one. It's by Threaders. Now this one is actually heat erasable, and what I love about it is that you don't have to do it with an iron, because I'm not a fan of an iron. I literally iron for weddings and Christmas, maybe if you're lucky. So I actually use a hairdryer for this one. So you've got to be quite delicate with it. You don't want to put it on too thick. And if you can try and make sure that you do quite thin lines that you're going to cover over, when you're finished, you blast it on the hottest heat on the hairdryer, and then it disappears. But under certain temperatures and things, it can bring back like a ghost line. So you're best to try and be careful with it. But I prefer it to the water erasable, because sometimes the colours can leak and spread from the thread, and that's devastating when you finish the project. So yeah, that's what I tend to stick with. Now you'll also need needles. So there's lots of different embroidery needles that you can get. I use an embroidery needle, the 24 count. It's got quite good sized hole for your thread to go through, so it means that it's a bit easier for you to thread it. And then as well as that, you'll need scissors or pinking shears. So I've got some cute little embroidery scissors, and they're really handy for like trimming your thread as you go. And then the pinking shears, so they are like zigzaggy, so it means that when you cut your fabric, it stops it from fraying. So not essential, you can just use scissors, but I find pinking shears a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to show you how to get your fabric onto your hoops. Okay, so this is a bamboo hoop. It comes with this really annoying plastic on it that's really, really hard to get off for some reason. But anyway, so this one's super diddy. It's like, I think it's like a 3-inch hoop. So best thing for you to do, first of all, is you've got this inner ring and the outer ring. So if you place the inner ring on a flat surface, okay, now if you then press your fabric over the top of your ring. You can loosen the hoop by the screw here. So if you loosen it out, you can place it over the top of that ring and you just press down until the top ring, the outer ring, is flush against the table. Okay, and then you can start tightening up that screw. Okay, so once you've got it quite tight, what you need to do is go around the outside of the fabric and just pull it taut so you can see. Yeah. And once you've done that, you just tighten it up again. So you just keep doing that until you've got it as tight as you can. And what you're trying to achieve is for it to be as tight as a drum. Can you hear that? So if you tap it, it sounds like the skin of a drum. Okay, so there you go. So that's perfect now. So what we do next is using the pinking shears. I'm just going to trim around the edge, and I like to leave like a good, maybe like an inch, but you could go in a bit smaller if you wanted to. You could do half an inch, especially if it's like a smaller hoop. It's basically just to stop it from getting in your way whilst you're stitching. So just go a little bit tight there, and literally just go around the edges, because what we'll do is at the end of the project, there we go, we'll tidy it up. I like to leave the back showing so that you can see what you've done. Okay, there you go. So can you see? It's got a nice, neat little bit of trim around it there. Okay, and it's nice and tight.